Right.
All right. Hello and welcome to our first Philly Business Connect Member of the Month series. Our first guest is Neal Kreitman, the founder and managing partner at ABN Partners. So welcome, Neal, and thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Anna. Good to be here.
All right. To start us off, can you just give us a brief introduction on yourself and what it is you do?
Sure. So what I do and what ABN Partners does is we help companies build loyal customers, and help them build better products. We help them define their brand. We help them improve their overall experience with their customers. We're a customer experience research shop. We do this through what I call active listening. And by that means it's, the simple explanation is surveys and focus groups and interviews. But I like to think I do more than that because it's really important that what we do has some sort of improvement opportunity for the company. That's the way I judge success. So if somebody comes with an issue, I will, research, talk to their customers, interview their customers, and then present results that will hopefully they can then improve the experience or the loyalty or the brand promise or the new product, whatever it's about.
All right. I think that leads well into my next question of, can you describe one of the main problems your business solves? So give me some examples of those surveys or some of the customer service issues your clients may have.
Yeah. So I guess just to back up one little thing is that I'm been in this business for more than 30 years. So I've seen a lot that goes on, and I do a lot of focus in an area called customer experience, which actually encompasses a lot of different areas of the business. Because the way I define customer experience is it's the intersection of where the brand promise that creates the customer expectations meets the delivery of your product and services. So for customer experience, I'll give you an example of one client of mine, which is a financial services company, wanted to get a measurement of their customer experience. And what we did is created a survey that we interviewed their customers on. And we asked their customers things about the brand promise, about the convenience of the financial service company, about their products, about their employees, and then also about problem resolution, which is a big area. But what we also did at the same time that we did that is we also did a survey with the employees that are customer facing. Okay, and the advantage of that is we asked them very similar questions. We didn't talk to them about benefits or compensation or any of that thing or any of those. We talked to them more about did they have the right tools? Did they have the right training? Do they have the authority to really solve the customer's problem? What's the environment about in your company? Do you have your peers helpful? Is management supportive? We ask them all sorts of questions that way. And then we look and compare the two surveys. And what we found, in some cases, we can find that there's a policy or procedure that's not working properly because a customer is complaining about a situation and the employee complains about the same situation. So there's something wrong there. So we can identify that. In this one customer particularly, we really identified the fact that the employees did not believe that senior management trusted them. So that opened up opportunity for senior management to basically do a walk around, and they went to all those branches to introduce themselves, to talk to them, to find out firsthand what was going on. And that went a long way into improving employee morale and making them want to work harder.
Yeah, so it sounds like, you can address the customer experience, but then also look at it from the employee experience, because in that particular situation, it was really the internal culture that was affecting the customer's experience.
Exactly. Like I said, I've been doing this for a while, and we used to always call it customer sat before it became customer experience. And when we did customer sat, we basically only talked to customers. And what would happen is the results would come back, and if there was a problem, senior management would just, pretty much go to their employees and say, "You're not doing good enough. Do better." and that wasn't the fault of the employees. So that's why I think this method works a lot better.
All right. So what would you say is the best advice you could give some of your clients today or businesses out there?
And my advice is to listen to your employees, listen to your customers, and then act accordingly. And then when I say act accordingly, because just because a customer tells you something is wrong doesn't necessarily mean that's something that you really want to change. And again, you have to look at how many are telling you that it's wrong. Is it just one person? And then also listen to your employees, because they know a lot about what's going on too. They can tell you what's stopping them from delivering a good experience for your customer. And then knowing these two pieces of information, you can figure out a way to solve everything for both. So it's active listening to both customers and employees, and then act accordingly.
All right. What is the best personal advice you have ever received?
Probably it was in a training class that I was taking, and it was about stress management, right? So, stress is a major cause of issues for everybody these days. And so there's two rules to follow with stress management. One, don't sweat the small stuff. And two, everything is the small stuff. So knowing that, you try to just let everything roll off as best you can.
That's tough to do, but
yes,
it definitely help with stress. All right. Can you tell me top 3 words or phrases that maybe a colleague or client or friend would describe you?
I am easygoing, easy to work with. That depends whether you're the friend or the client.
Mm.
I like to think of myself as helpful, and I'm always available to help. Is kind of the key. So thoughtful. Anything anything I can do to help somebody, either professionally or personally, is really what I'm about.
Right. So some fun ones. If a potluck, what dish would you bring if you had your choice? And
All
why?
right, so I'd probably bring my Caesar salad, which is it's a family recipe. My father, in his career, used to travel a lot and go out to eat at some of the nicer restaurants around the country. And in those days, if you ordered Caesar salad, which was something unique and special, they would make it at the table. So he learned from all these different restaurants that he went to how to make a Caesar salad dressing. And to this day, I mean, he's passed it down to me. It's a family recipe. I've given it to my daughter. She doesn't remember it, but I don't give it out. I have friends who constantly ask for it, and I say, sorry, I can't. It's a family recipe. I don't give it out. But I make it for them every time they want it. So it's not that I won't share it. I just won't share the recipe. That's all.
That's very cool. I love that story. And I love Caesar salad, so.
Let me know. I'll be happy to make it. I'll bring it to the next get together for you.
Sounds good. All right. So what was the last podcast or book you may have read or listened to?
All right. So I don't really listen to podcasts or read. I do enough reading in my job.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do that. So what occupies most of my time, especially when the weather gets nice, is cycling, riding my bike. And I started bike riding because I had my knee replaced. I used to play basketball, so I had my knee replaced, can't play ball anymore. So I started cycling, and I cycle at least 3 times during the year. I ride in charity events, one for the American Cancer Society, which goes from the Ben Franklin Bridge in Philly down to Atlantic City, and then two MS rides. One that goes from Cherry Hill, New Jersey to Ocean City, New Jersey, and one that goes from pretty much Monmouth University down to Cape May. But I do that to raise money. Both those charities are near and dear to me, personal family reasons. So I do what I can to help out. So I do a lot of cycling. That's what takes up most of my time. Pretty soon, as soon as April starts.
Yeah. Now, do you put in headphones or listen to anything while you're cycling, or just
I don't.
you
I
don't? Wow, that's impressive.
As long as, well, as long as I can get out on the open road and ride, I can look and observe and watch and see things. I can't ride nearly as long on a Peloton as I can on a regular bike.
Mhm.
And the other reason I don't wear headphones or anything of that is safety. I like
Yeah.
to be able to hear the traffic as it goes past me, so I know what's going on.
You get a lot of me time.
Yes. Yeah, it's a good place to just think.
Yeah. All right. Well, those are all the questions I have. Do you have anything else to add?
I think that's a bit. Again, ABM Partners, customer experience, market
Yeah. Do you want to
research.
give your contact information?
Sure, you can email is Neal, Neal at abnpartners.net. And my number, if you need, is 908-872-9128.
All right.
And feel free to send me a LinkedIn request. I'm happy to link in with anybody.
All right. Great. Thank you so much for your time today, Neal.
Thanks, Anna. It's been a pleasure.